Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to plunge into some really fascinating topics and pull out the most intriguing bits for you.
That's right.
And today we're taking a journey into something as old as humanity itself. Really the super captivating world of astrological signs. Our documents suggest these cosmic patterns offer a pretty unique way to understand ourselves and, how we connect with other people.
Indeed. It's actually quite remarkable when you look at the history. I mean, our earliest sources show mentions of astrological signs way back, like dawn of humankind stuff.
Wow.
And what's really striking, looking through all the compiled information, is how it details these 12 distinct signs, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, all the way through.
Right.
And each one, it said, carries specific positive and negative traits depending on when someone's born.
Okay.
And these traits, as the documents show, seem often influenced by their element, fire, earth, air, water, and which planet is supposed to rule their sign. It kind of shapes their motivation.
It's layered.
Exactly. But of course, the sources also mention that, while the birth sign is like a blueprint, other things matter too. External factors, rising signs. It means no two people are ever really identical.
Right. So with all these cosmic influences in the mix, our mission today in this deep dive is basically to unpack all these insights we found. We'll walk you through what our documents reveal about each sign's, like core essence, their little quirks, and even how they might interact with others.
Yeah, there's a real sense of discovery here, seeing the patterns.
Totally. So let's dive in. Where should we start? Aries.
Let's do it. Aries.
Okay, Aries. Born between March 21st and April 20th. The research we gathered characterizes Aries as, well, a fiery sign ruled by Mars. Our sources actually call them an energy bomb.
That energy bomb description, yeah, it really captures it, doesn't it? What's compelling about Aries, based on the documents, is their natural tendency towards leadership. Their internal motto, it sort of implies, is like, I'll do it, and that famous impatience. It's not just a flaw. It actually seems to be the thing that fuels their action.
Interesting.
They're courageous, very direct, maybe sometimes a bit blunt, honestly. But they thrive on spontaneity, on adventure, and in love. Passionate, quick, usually the ones making the first move.
Yeah, that dynamic energy totally fits with this observation from our documents. It says, when an Aries enters a room, everyone feels it. Because they can't be silent, they either talk, laugh, or organize something.
Huh. That sounds about right.
So that impulsiveness, it sounds like it can be a strength, but also maybe a challenge.
Yeah.
What do the sources highlight as their core strengths versus their struggles?
You nailed it. That directness is kind of a double-edged sword. Our documents point to their bravery, assertiveness, that pioneering spirit, and their quick wit as big strengths.
Okay.
But the challenges often come from that same intensity, hastiness, maybe a bit of egoism, and sometimes just sudden outbursts.
Okay. And how do they connect with other signs? Our sources suggest, a really strong bond with Leo and Sagittarius, probably that shared fire energy, right?
Makes sense.
And they also seem to find good harmony with Taurus, Gemini, Aquarius, and Pisces. But clashes often happen with Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, maybe different approaches to life.
Could be. The document suggests neutral ground with Virgo and Scorpio, generally.
All right. Moving on then to Taurus. April 21st to May 20th birthdays. This one's an earth sign ruled by Venus, famously loves comfort, beautiful thing.
Oh, yes. The materials we reviewed really emphasize that devotion to, the good stuff. Good food, cozy spaces, nice music. They're incredibly loyal, very patient, and persistent.
Stable.
Very. They have this really developed aesthetic sense and also a practical appreciation for financial security. Not like wasteful, but they value stability. And in relationships, deep, lasting bonds are their thing.
I love this observation from our documents about them. If you have a Taurus friend, there's always a blanket, hot tea, and peace nearby. Time slows down with them, but it flows so sweetly.
That's beautiful, isn't it? Really shows their grounded nature.
It does. So how do these cozy qualities translate into their main traits and maybe their challenges?
Well, our documents highlight reliability, strong values, and just a general warmth as their key positives.
Okay.
On the flip side, the challenges often mentioned are stubbornness, maybe a tendency towards laziness or just inertia, and being a bit inflexible when change comes along.
Gotcha. And compatibility. Taurus seems to connect really strongly with Virgo and Capricorn, probably that shared practicality.
Bird lions, yeah.
They also seem to get along well with Gemini, Cancer, Pisces, and Aries. But interestingly, often find themselves at odds with Aquarius, Leo, and Scorpio. And the dynamic with Libra and Sagittarius seems pretty neutral based on the sources.
Sounds about right.
Okay, next up, Gemini. born between May 21st and June 21st. An air sign, ruled by Mercury, known for being super smart.
Oh, yeah. The documents describe Geminis as total conversation stars, like incredibly curious, the kind of person who might actually try to read a whole encyclopedia.
Uh,
Well, maybe not literally, but that's the vibe. They're known for those changeable moods, right? Wide social circles. And in love, they really need that mental connection. If they get bored, they might just distance themselves.
yeah, this quote from our sources seems to nail their communication style. When a Gemini texts, it makes you both laugh and think. Talking to them is like listening to a podcast.
That's perfect.
So that adaptability seems key. What other traits do the documents highlight, and where might they stumble?
You've hit on it. Their positive traits, based on the documents, are definitely that quick grasp, adaptability, and they're amazing multitaskers.
Okay.
But the challenges can come from that same quickness, maybe talking too much, inconsistency, and sometimes, yeah, maybe being a bit superficial.
Right. Compatibility-wise, Gemini connects very strongly with Libra and Aquarius fellow air signs, sharing that intellectual buzz.
Good match.
They also get along well with Cancer, Leo, Aries, and Taurus, but often incompatible, apparently, with Virgo and with Scorpio, Capricorn, and Pisces. The relationship tends to be more neutral.
Got it.
Okay,
Okay.
let's shift gears. Cancer, June 22nd to July 22nd. This is our water sign, ruled by the moon. The real emotional heart of the zodiac, right?
Absolutely. Our sources paint Cancers as deeply emotional, incredibly intuitive, and fiercely protective of the people they love. They often have really strong ties to family, to the past, to memories. And their empathy, it's exceptional, really. They crave emotional and physical security, and they form these profound, unforgettable bonds in love.
That depth of feeling makes this observation from our documents so touching. If a Cancer loves you once, you're in their heart forever. Their love is encompassing and compassionate. It sounds wonderful, that level of emotional depth. But I imagine it must come with its own set of challenges, too.
It certainly can. Their positive traits, according to our documents, include that compassion, strong parental instincts, and a real comforting domestic warmth. But the challenges, sometimes being overly emotional, maybe prone to suspicion, and potentially a tendency towards self-pity when things don't go their way.
Okay, that makes sense. And compatibility. Cancer forms a very strong connection with Scorpio and Pisces, other water signs who get that emotional depth.
Understandable.
They also have good relationships with Leo, Virgo, Taurus, and Gemini. However, they often find themselves incompatible with Aries, Libra, and Capricorn. And their dynamic with Sagittarius and Aquarius tends to be pretty neutral.
Good overview.
Now, let's talk Leo, the vibrant fire sign ruled by the sun, July 23rd to August 22nd. The documents definitely suggest they're born for the spotlight.
Oh, for sure. The documents describe Leos as confident leaders who just love to shine. And yes, they can be proud, but they're also incredibly generous. Like, they spoil their loved ones like royalty.
Nice.
They might be a bit dramatic, but honestly, that often just makes them more impressive, more memorable, and in love, passionate and grand. They want a big story.
That flair, that love for celebration, it's perfectly captured in this detail from our documents. If Leo organizes a birthday, candles, confetti, and dancing are guaranteed. There's no room for ordinariness where they are.
Huh. Love it.
That's Leo.
So their strengths seem to be creativity, leadership, but what are the potential pitfalls there?
Well, that quote's a great example of their magnanimity, too. Our sources highlight creativity, generosity, and excellent organizational skills as core strengths.
Okay.
On the flip side, challenges often include, well, boastfulness, a touch of egoism, and maybe being a bit dictatorial if they're not careful.
Right. Compatibility-wise, Leo finds a very strong connection with Sagittarius and Aries fellow fire signs who match that passion.
Fire sign synergy.
They also get along well with Virgo, Libra, Gemini, and Cancer, but often incompatible with Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus.
Seems consistent.
Okay, next, let's move to Virgo. Birthdays from August 23rd to September 22nd. Earth sign, Mercury ruled. Renowned for paying attention to every little detail. Oh, absolutely. Our sources really emphasize that meticulous nature. Like, every comma, every tiny detail matters to them.
Wow.
They're analytical, practical problem solvers, and often quietly helpful, behind the scenes. They can be critical, yes, but according to our documents, the intention is always to improve things, to refine.
And in love.
In love, they seek trust and loyalty. Big romantic gestures. Not usually their thing. They prefer practical demonstrations of affection.
This observation from our documents really captures that analytical approach. When a Virgo explains something, they categorize it first, then support it with examples. Talking to them is like a TED Talk.
Ah, that's spot on, actually.
It sounds like they have a really clear, precise way of thinking. What other traits do the documents highlight, and where do they tend to struggle?
That analogy really works. Their positive traits, as shown in our documents, include humility, that meticulousness we mentioned, and often a witty, intelligent way of speaking. Challenges, though, can include shyness, sometimes a tendency towards hypochondria, and, yeah, being overly critical or maybe a bit nitpicky.
Right. The flip side of attention to detail, compatibility. Virgo connects very strongly with Taurus and Capricorn. That shared earth sign practicality seems key.
Grounded connection.
They also get along well with Gemini, Cancer, Pisces, and Aries. However, often incompatible with Aquarius, Leo, and Scorpio. And their relations with Libra and Sagittarius seem to be neutral.
Got it. That's the first 6.
Exactly. And speaking of deep dives into personality and understanding, if you're enjoying uncovering these fascinating insights based on these documents.
Yeah, definitely. For more content just like this, subscribe to our mini podcast English channel, give us a like, and hey, we're really looking forward to reading your comments. Let us know what you think.
Yes, please do. And definitely check out the other deep dives and videos on the channel. We're always digging up interesting stuff to share with you.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's smoothly transition back now and keep going with the rest of the signs. Still lots more fascinating revelations to uncover from these documents.
All right, let's continue our cosmic tour. Next up is Libra, September 23rd to October 22nd. This is our harmonious air sign, ruled by Venus, known for elegance, balance.
That's the key word, balance. Our sources really highlight that, along with a highly developed aesthetic sense and a profound sense of justice. They're diplomatic, kind in social settings, always seeking harmony. And in love. Romance is big for them.
This charming detail from the sources really illustrates that refined nature. When a Libra attends an event, they're both the most stylish and the kindest person. Even arguing with them involves politeness.
Polite arguments, only a Libra.
Right, so that pursuit of balance sounds like a massive strength, but what are the potential challenges that come with it?
That desire for harmony is definitely core. Our documents mention their idealism, diplomatic skills, and just general grace as key positives. But the challenges, well, they can stem from that same need for balance, sometimes leading to indecisiveness, maybe a touch of vanity, and being easily influenced by others because they want to keep the peace.
Okay. Compatibility. Libra connects very strongly with Gemini and Aquarius fellow air signs, thriving on that intellectual connection.
Air sign buddies.
They also get along well with Taurus, Virgo, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. However, often incompatible with Aries, Cancer, and Capricorn, and their dynamic with Gemini and Leo tends to be neutral, according to the documents.
Interesting. Okay, who's next?
Scorpio.
Yep, Scorpio. October 23rd to November 21st. A mysterious water sign ruled by Pluto and Mars, known for depth, intensity.
Intense is definitely a word our documents use. They portray Scorpios as deep, intuitive, intensely passionate people. Now, they might struggle with trust issues at first.
Okay.
But once you form a bond, fiercely loyal, love for them is like transformative, unforgettable. They can hold a grudge, but they tend to plan things quietly, strategically. That intuitive nature really comes through in this intriguing detail from our sources. When a Scorpio hears a secret, they never tell anyone, but they'll know what you're hiding with a single glance.
Whoa, intense.
Right. Their intensity sounds like a powerful asset. What other traits did the sources highlight, and where do they tend to run into difficulties?
That intuition is definitely powerful. Our sources highlight strong intuition, loyalty, and just a powerful presence as core strengths. The challenges, though, often relate back to that intensity, potentially being vengeful, suspicious, and sometimes highly secretive.
Gotcha. Compatibility. Scorpio forms a very strong connection with Cancer and Pisces, really understanding that deep, watery, emotional nature.
Water signs stick together.
Seems like it. They also have good relationships with Sagittarius, Capricorn, Virgo, and Libra, but often incompatible with Aquarius, Taurus, and Leo.
Okay.
And for Aries and Gemini, the interaction is generally neutral.
Makes sense. All right, on to the Archer.
Sagittarius, November 22nd to December 21st. The free-spirited fire sign ruled by Jupiter, always looking for adventure, knowledge.
Freedom. That's the big one our sources emphasize. They love freedom, hate restrictions. They're philosophical, always asking the big questions about life's meaning. And they adore travel, new cultures.
Sounds fun.
Totally. They're generally cheerful, optimistic, and in relationships, they seek fun and liberty above all.
This adventurous detail from the documents perfectly captures that spirit. If a Sagittarius plans something, get your passport ready, because they might take you to another country in an instant.
Huh. Better pack light.
Seriously.
Yeah.
That optimism sounds great, but what challenges do the documents point to?
It's a wonderful quality. Our documents highlight their high imagination, good judgment, and that optimistic outlook as main strengths.
Okay.
Challenges, though, sometimes being overly optimistic, maybe to the point of being naive. They can also be quite noisy and, well, impatient if things aren't moving fast enough for them.
Okay. Compatibility. Sagittarius forms a very strong bond with Aries and Leo, sharing that adventurous, fiery vibe.
Fire sign connection.
They also get along well with Capricorn, Aquarius, Libra, and Scorpio, but often incompatible with Pisces, Gemini, and Virgo.
Right.
And the relationship with Taurus and Cancer tends to be neutral.
Got it. Okay, 3 more to go. Capricorn next.
Capricorn it is. December 22nd to January 20th. The disciplined Earth sign, ruled by Saturn. Known for ambition, being practical.
Very practical. Our documents really emphasize their hardworking nature, goal-oriented focus, responsibility. They're patient, they think long-term. In love, they're serious and loyal. They prefer deep, committed bonds, not so much casual flings. And they have this surprisingly dry, intelligent sense of humor that can catch you off guard.
Oh, I like that. This detail from our documents really shows their methodical side. If a Capricorn makes a plan, an Excel table is ready. Working with them is efficient, but a bit intense.
And accurate. Very accurate based on the sources.
So that focus on planning, efficiency, powerful strengths. But what are the potential drawbacks?
It definitely illustrates their drive. Our documents highlight reliability, persistence, and strong endurance as core positives.
Okay.
Challenges, however, can include being unyielding or rigid, maybe a tendency towards pessimism, and sometimes a bit of harshness in their demeanor, especially under stress.
Right. Compatibility. Capricorn connects very strongly with Taurus and Virgo, sharing that grounded practicality.
Earth sign solidarity.
They also have good relationships with Aquarius, Pisces, Scorpio, and Sagittarius, but often incompatible with Aries, Cancer, and Libra. And their dynamic with Gemini and Leo tends to be neutral.
Okay, 2 left. Aquarius.
Aquarius, January 21st to February 19th. The innovative air sign, ruled by Uranus, really thinks outside the box.
Totally. Our sources depict Aquarians as humanitarians, often with this unique kind of intelligence. Their ideas might seem, well, wild or unconventional at first, but they often turn out to be really impactful down the line. In love, they seek freedom and understanding, prioritizing individuality, even within a partnership. They're friendly, but they definitely need their own space.
And this forward-thinking detail from the documents just captures that perfectly. When an Aquarius presents an idea, it first seems strange, but then you think, why not?
Yeah.
Their vision is ahead of its time.
Exactly. That ability to see beyond the norm is key.
So that originality is a huge asset. What other positive traits do the documents highlight, and where might they struggle?
Well, our documents point to their originality, idealism, and a deep loyalty as core strengths.
Okay.
Challenges, though, can sometimes include a rebellious streak, stubbornness, especially when their ideals are questioned, and maybe sometimes neglecting practical details because they're focused on the bigger picture.
Right. Compatibility-wise, Aquarius connects very strongly with Gemini and Libra, thriving on that intellectual air sign energy.
Good synergy there.
They also get along well with Sagittarius, Capricorn, Pisces, and Aries, but often incompatible with Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio. And their relationship with Cancer and Virgo tends to be neutral.
All right. Last but not least.
Pisces. February 20th to March 20th. The dreamy water sign, ruled by Neptune, known for deep emotions, artistic vibes.
Very artistic, very imaginative. Our documents describe Pisceans this way, often escaping into fantasy or creative pursuits. They're emotional, intuitive, deeply empathetic, often sacrificing their own needs for others.
Wow.
And in love, super romantic. They desire that kind of fairy tale relationship that matches their deep emotional ideals.
This poignant detail from our documents really captures their empathy. When a Pisces listens to a song, their eyes well up, because they don't just listen, they feel.
Oh, that's lovely and so true to the descriptions.
It is. That profound sensitivity sounds beautiful, but what challenges does it bring, according to the sources?
It's a wonderful trait, that connection to emotion. Their positive traits, based on our documents, include compassion, deep understanding, and often remarkable artistic success.
Okay.
Challenges, however, can be things like self-deprecation, indecisiveness, and maybe a general lack of combativeness when conflict arises. They tend to avoid it.
Gotcha. And finally, compatibility. Pisces forms a very strong connection with Cancer and Scorpio, finding that deep emotional resonance with fellow water signs.
Makes perfect sense.
They also have good relationships with Capricorn, Aquarius, Aries, and Taurus,
Mm.
but often incompatible with Gemini, Virgo, and Sagittarius.
hmm
And their dynamic with Leo and Libra tends to be neutral. And that's all 12.
Whew. We made it. So, yeah, to kind of wrap this deep dive up, it really seems clear, based on all the sources we went through, that each astrological sign offers this unique blueprint, doesn't it? Highlighting specific strengths, potential challenges.
Absolutely. And it's so important to remember, like you said earlier, these are intriguing insights we found in the documents, but they're not rigid definitions, right?
Not at all.
Human personality is just this incredibly complex, beautiful tapestry. It's woven from so many threads beyond just our birth sign. It's really a reminder of the amazing diversity that makes every single person unique.
Exactly. And those external factors we mentioned, environment, upbringing, even those rising signs, they play such a huge role too. It guarantees that even people born under the same sign are wonderfully distinct.
So true. So what does this all mean for you listening? Maybe it's just a fun new lens to understand yourself and the people in your life a bit better. Or maybe it just sparked one of those aha moments about a friend or a family member. What patterns did you notice that really resonated with you? Or maybe surprised you about someone you know?
Yeah, and this whole deep dive, it really brings up an interesting question, doesn't it? What other hidden patterns or insights are just waiting out there to be uncovered in all the information available about the human experience?
Ooh, good question.
How might uncovering those things reshape how we see ourselves and each other?
Definitely something to think about. And if you're curious about more deep dives into surprising topics like this one, remember to keep exploring with us. We are always digging into fascinating insights to share.